besties, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we're checking out a video. This is I was in a mental hospital. It's not like the movies. This is by MinuteVideos. Link for this video is in the description box below for you to check out. Now let's get started.
It started when I was 5. I heard my mom and dad fighting in the kitchen while I was doing my math homework. I've heard them fight a lot in the past, but this time it was different. All those other times, I just hear shouting. But this time, I heard a loud bang, glass breaking, and then silence for what seemed like an eternity.
What the heck?
Suddenly, commotion broke out once more when a police officer burst through the door and ran into the kitchen where the shouting started up again.
Oh my goodness.
I remember a feeling that I had not felt before. It was a strange mixture of fear and anger boiling up inside of me.
Oh my.
My mind couldn't work out if I wanted to scream or cry, but it felt like something was inside of me wanting to escape.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, boo-boo.
The last thing I remember from that day was watching my mom being escorted out of the house with her wrists bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
I never saw my dad again from that moment on, and I got sent to live with my aunt. My mom would come to visit from time to time, although I really wish she didn't. Because all she'd do was yell at me with things like, "I don't want a daughter like her."
What?
She'd tell me that if I wasn't born, life would have been easier all around.
Are you
that I was
serious?
A mistake that should have been aborted.
Oh my gosh.
Life became harder when my older stepbrother decided he'd play with me in various ways, saying it was normal despite the fact that it was not.
Oh,
I was only 9 at the time, and this became our little secret for the next 2 years.
No.
Come upstairs to play our secret game, he'd tell me.
No,
Remember, don't tell anyone. You don't want to get in trouble, he'd say. I started becoming very reserved, hiding inside myself with no one to talk to.
I want to murder all these people.
Not having a mom, not knowing where my dad was, and having a stepbrother that touched me until I was 11 had me build up a range of emotions that eventually led me to hurting myself.
I'm so sorry, my dear.
I would cut my hand as a way to release the pressure, but honestly, it was for attention as much as anything. I had no one to turn to. I hated my life, what it had become, and I became my own worst enemy. When my aunt found out what I had been doing, she sent me to a mental hospital.
Oh no.
When people think of mental hospitals, they think of the movies. Straitjackets and padded rooms. But let me tell you, they're not like that at all. They don't have padded rooms, but instead seclusion rooms, which are empty rooms used to help calm yourself down in privacy. The people in there aren't all chained to their beds. Well, not unless they really need to be. And they're not all bald-headed psychotic serial killers who hear voices. If anything, it's filled with quiet, reserved people who were sent there for suicidal reasons. Honestly, you would probably only find one person who had severe psychosis of any kind.
Really? That's something that's
I was in the children's unit, which was a small space. I had some couches to sit on that were anything but comfortable, a table, and a small TV for everyone to share. And all we did was watch movies over and over again. If we weren't doing that, we'd be speaking to a psychologist who'd ask me a few questions here and there and then leave us to watch some movies. I was only there for 3 days, and even though it was a short amount of time, it was just the first of many visits I would have.
Oh, okay. I was like, all you did was watch movies for days?
My past began catching up to me, and I began feeling angry. I began hating everything that happened to me, and I started to go back to my old habits again, but this time more severely. I cut all around my arms in anger and frustration, and sometimes going inches deep. It got to the point where I became homicidal, believing whoever crossed me deserved to die by my hands.
Oh my.
Even a wrong look could set my mind spinning into a rage that I would have to contain.
I know.
Eventually, the school found out about my self-destructive, aggressive, and homicidal tendencies, and I was suspended and sent to my second mental hospital.
Oh goodness.
Because I was older this time, I was put into a different section of the hospital, and it was bigger. Much bigger. I was anxious, nervous about what was to come. The first visit, I was so young, I really didn't understand what was happening.
And they had you watching mostly movies.
Aware. My hands shook and my voice stumbled when I spoke. I spent my first few days inside myself, so angry that I had been put back in there that I sealed myself off, not interacting or participating with anything offered to me. Then, one day, a nurse comes into my room and said, "Demi, please come with me. I want to show you around." For some reason, her voice calmed me right down. It gave me a sense of warmth, so I stood and followed her out of the room, seemingly leaving my anger behind too.
That's good.
We walked along a corridor, stopping at rooms to look in. These rooms weren't full of people screaming or talking to the walls like many would think, but instead, people sitting quietly doing activities. The more we walked, the more my guard began to drop, and I found myself getting drawn towards colors, shapes, and sounds. I would see blues, reds, greens, hear beads clicking as they touched the hard table. My senses were being stimulated in a way they had not been before. Before I knew it, I was sitting at a table, and for the first time in as long as I can remember, I felt relaxed. My anxiety was gone, and I had found a release.
That's good.
That release was through recreational and art therapy and being given the freedom to create.
Creativity, yeah.
We could make shapes out of beads of all different sizes, make bracelets, or paint pictures. I could sit there and just let myself go. I would love to watch the colors in my paint blending from dark to light. I loved the feeling of the beads as I moved them around, and the sounds they made as they dropped down the string and clicked against the next bead. Making bracelets would also help keep my loved ones in mind, as I could make their names and keep them close to me.
That's good.
Out of everything, recreational therapy was my favorite time during my stay in the hospital.
That's good.
The people I met while in there weren't psychotic or aggressive, but suffering from depression with issues they feel they could never be cured of. Many times, like in my case, we are angry individuals who have had traumatic pasts and don't know how to express our frustrations of the wrongs that have been committed against us. So we lash out in uncontrollable anger.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
The good thing about being in the hospital is being around people similar to yourself, going through the same battles and being cared for in a way to actually help fix you. The activities we were given, the group therapy, alone time, and entertainment time were all building blocks and therapeutic help to help you come out of the other side with a different mindset and a different way of coping.
That's good. I love the way that the stories
Today, I can officially say I'm 4 months clean from self-harm, depression, and my
That's good,
suicidal
sweetie.
thoughts.
That's really
There
good.
was a time that I fully believed I wasn't going to make it through my 15th birthday, but guess what? I did.
That's
Places
good.
like this can get a bad reputation because of the movies. But I want people facing similar issues to know there is nothing to fear. Hospitals can help you, and you don't need to be afraid to get any kind of support.
Right. Wow. Oh goodness. My heart goes out. I had no idea which way the story was going to go, to be honest. I thought it was going to be kind of like Story Booth, where you mostly get the experience based on the title, like, you know, her time at the mental hospital. I had no idea what was going to send her there. So I am so sorry that these things happen to her, and it sucks when things happen to children or to anybody, you know. And it's understandable when you go through certain things that it's hard for you to convey how you feel. And you close up when stuff is happening to you, and especially when they're people that are older, and you feel like you're supposed to trust people that are older. They're supposed to protect you. They're supposed to look out for you. And when that's not the case, you close up. You're like, okay, the people who are supposed to protect me are hurting me. What am I supposed to do? I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to find help. So you close up, and bottling that ish up, it's going to pop off in different ways. So I am glad she was able to get the help she needed, and because the first time I could see how it didn't really change too much. She said she got asked questions here and there, and then they were watching movies. I don't find that helpful at all, to me, in my opinion. The second time, where they actually had her doing physical therapy things, like not physical therapy, but physically working through her therapy, doing art, creativity. I think that's such a great way to express how you feel, or to take your feelings and put them out there in a way that can be healing. So I definitely can see how the second time was a lot more helpful. And she was able to work through these situations. And I pray that she continues to be able to do that and does not revert back to those painful moments that she had in her life. So that story really touched me. Also, I do love the way that they storyboard, the way that it starts with the drawing. It's kind of like Sultan Sketches, where it starts with the drawing and then the color comes in, and you know, and it's like you're seeing the art envelop before your eyes. And I really like that. And it's a great way to kind of soothe you into stories with such extreme situations that are happening. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you think of the story? What did you think of her situation? Was it something that was helpful to you and what you might be going through? If you like that video, check out the link in the description box below to support everyone involved. If you like this video, hug the life out of that like button. Love you guys as always, and until next time, buddies. Toodles.